Most people think success comes from being motivated all the time. That's wrong. Motivation is a feeling. It's unreliable and temporary. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving when motivation fades. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. In this video, I'll break down the truth about motivation versus discipline, what no one tells you, and how you can master the mindset that actually creates results. If you've ever started strong but quit halfway, this will open your eyes. Let's get into the truths that separate motivated dreamers from disciplined winners. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Motivation is that rush of energy that makes you feel like doing something. It's great for starting, but terrible for lasting results because feelings come and go. Discipline, on the other hand, is a conscious decision to act regardless of how you feel. Think about it. How often have you felt unmotivated, but forced yourself to get something done? That's discipline. It doesn't rely on emotions, it relies on commitment. Winners aren't always motivated, they just have the discipline to show up, even on the days when it's the last thing they want to do. Motivation gets you started, discipline finishes the race. Motivation is like lighting a match. It burns bright but fast. That's why most people quit halfway through their goals. Discipline is what keeps the fire burning long after motivation dies out. It's not the excited first step that changes your life. It's the 1,000 small steps that follow. Discipline is doing the work when no one's watching, when it's boring, and when you're tired. Motivation can start the journey, but discipline will finish it. If you want results, stop depending on hype and build the habits that push you forward no matter what. Motivation is temporary, discipline is sustainable. Motivation is like the weather. It changes constantly. One day you're unstoppable, the next day you don't want to get out of bed. If your progress depends on motivation, you'll always be inconsistent. Discipline is different. It's sustainable because it's built on habits and routines, not feelings. Successful people understand this. They don't rely on waking up inspired every day. They build systems that make taking action automatic. When motivation fails, sick as it will, discipline will carry you. Consistency doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from showing up regardless of how you feel. Discipline builds habits. Habits build success. Discipline isn't about being tough all the time. It's about training yourself to build habits that work on autopilot. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation for that because it's a habit. The same applies to your goals. When you rely on motivation, you waste energy convincing yourself to start. When you build disciplined habits, you don't think, you just do. That's why disciplined people achieve more. They've removed the need to constantly feel like doing something. Habits built through discipline create lasting success long after the motivational rush fades away. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is logical. Motivation thrives on emotions. It's triggered by a great speech, an inspiring video, or a success story. But emotions are unpredictable. What happens when you're stressed, tired, or unmotivated? Most people quit. Discipline is logical. It's about following through because you said you would, not because you feel like it. That's why disciplined people win. They don't leave their future in the hands of their emotions. When you learn to act on logic instead of feelings, you become unstoppable. Emotions come and go, but discipline stays solid. Motivation is borrowed, discipline is earned. You can borrow motivation from videos, books, or other people's success. It gives you a temporary boost, but it won't last unless you build discipline. Discipline is earned through daily effort. No one can hand it to you. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your ability to follow through. That's why disciplined people don't need external hype to get moving. They've trained themselves to take action regardless of circumstances. If you keep chasing motivation but never build discipline, you'll always start but never finish. Discipline feels hard, but it brings freedom. Discipline sounds restrictive. It means rules, structure, and sacrifice. But here's the truth: discipline creates freedom. It gives you freedom from procrastination, from regret, and from living a life controlled by emotions. The hard part is at the start. forcing yourself to take action when you don't feel like it. Over time, discipline becomes natural, and that's when life feels lighter. You get things done without constant struggle because you've built systems that work for you. Motivation can't give you this freedom because it's inconsistent. Discipline sets you free. Motivation waits, discipline acts. Motivation makes you wait until you feel ready. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start when I'm motivated"? That's why most goals never get started. Discipline doesn't wait, it acts. It says, "I don't care if I'm tired or uninspired, I'll do it anyway." And here's the magic: action itself creates motivation. Once you start, the energy comes. Most people get it backward. They think they need motivation to act, but in reality, taking action builds momentum, and momentum brings motivation. Discipline is the spark that gets things moving. Discipline creates consistency. Motivation creates excuses. The motivation disappears the moment things get hard. That's when people start making excuses. "I'll do it tomorrow." "I'm too tired." "I'll wait for the right time." It's the quiet commitment to keep going, even when it's boring, even when it's uncomfortable. Consistency beats bursts of motivation every single time. If you do a little bit every day, you'll get further than someone who does a lot only when they feel like it. Motivation is a nice bonus, but discipline is the real foundation of success. Motivation is easy, discipline is rare. It's easy to get motivated. Watch a motivational video or read a success story, and you'll feel a surge of energy. But that energy fades. Discipline, on the other hand, is rare because it requires sacrifice. It means doing the hard things no one else wants to do. It's unglamorous, it's repetitive, and it's tough. But that's why disciplined people stand out. They're willing to do what others won't. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, stop looking for easy inspiration and start building the mental toughness that comes from discipline. Discipline shapes who you become. Motivation doesn't change who you are. It just temporarily excites you. Discipline, however, shapes your character. It builds mental strength, self-respect, and confidence. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. This is how disciplined people develop unshakable belief in themselves. Motivation is about a feeling in the moment, but discipline is about identity. It's who you become when you consistently do what you said you would. Discipline turns potential into results. Use motivation as fuel, discipline as the engine. Here's the real secret: motivation and discipline aren't enemies. They work together. Motivation is like fuel. It gets you excited to start. But fuel is useless without an engine. Discipline is the engine that moves you forward day after day. You need both, but you must rely more on discipline because motivation is unpredictable. If you master this balance, you become unstoppable. Use motivation to dream big, then use discipline to make those dreams real. Motivation fades. Discipline builds the life you want. If you take one thing from this video, it's this: stop waiting to feel like it, and start acting like the person you want to become. If this video from Spark Your Soul hit you hard, comment with the one habit you'll stay disciplined with this week. Like, share, and subscribe for more content that gives you the tools to win every day. Remember, motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that never goes out.